All right, let's get into it. If you feel like you've hit a wall with basic string stuff and you're ready to really level up your code, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're diving into the seriously powerful tools that let you handle text data like an absolute pro. You know the feeling, right? You get a file and it's just a total mess. Maybe it's a bunch of words separated by commas when you need spaces, or the key info you need is buried deep inside some giant paragraph. It can feel like you're trying to untangle a giant knot.
But what if you could actually tame all that wild data? Well, that's what we're here to do. We're going to walk through 3 core techniques that'll take you from the basics to mastery. First, transforming text with methods, then formatting it so it's actually readable, and finally, detecting patterns with some pretty amazing precision.
Okay, let's kick things off with our first big idea, the Transformer Toolkit. I want you to think of this as your personal workshop for text. These are the tools you'll use to take strings apart, clean them up, and put them back together exactly the way you need them. So at the very heart of this toolkit, we have string methods. These are basically built-in superpowers that every string already has. The most famous duo, your go-to team for restructuring data, are split and join. Let's look at a super common example. You might get something like this from a CSV file, just a single string of words, all jammed together with commas. It works for a machine, sure, but for us, it's not very flexible. We want to change that.
So here's the 2-step dance. First, we grab our string and use the split method. We tell it, hey, wherever you see a comma, chop this thing up. That gives us a nice, tidy list of words. Then we use the join method on that list, telling it to glue everything back together, but this time use a space.
And boom, just like that, look at the result. We went from that tangled, comma-separated mess to a clean, readable, space-separated string. A total transformation in just 2 simple moves. And hey, the toolkit is way bigger than that. You've also got other awesome methods like find function, which is perfect for locating exactly where a piece of text is, and replace for swapping one thing out for another. These are absolutely essential for any kind of data cleaning. So we've cleaned up our data. Awesome. But what's the point if we can't present it in a way that people can actually understand? This brings us to our next crucial skill, formatting strings to create clean, professional output that's easy on the eyes. Now check this out. Just look at the difference here. The old way, what a mess, right? All those plus signs and string conversions, it's clumsy and so easy to make a mistake. But the new way, using f-strings, is just beautiful. You pop your variables right into the string inside curly braces. It's so much more intuitive. And hey, this isn't just about making things look pretty. There's a reason f-strings are the modern standard. They are not only easier to read, they're actually faster too. So the takeaway here is simple. Using f-strings makes your code better, period. But hold on, the power of formatting goes way deeper than just slotting in variables. It's about having total control over how those variables appear, especially when we're talking about numbers. Take a look at this number. It's perfectly formatted, right? Clean, easy to read. Well, we did that with a tiny little format specifier inside an f-string. Something like this, quote, string 0.2f. The comma tells it to add the thousand separator, and the 0.2f makes sure it always has exactly 2 decimal places. This is how you make financial data look professional. All right, it's time to bring out the big guns. This is our final and most powerful tool. If string methods are your workshop tools, then regular expressions, well, they're your high-tech detective gear. They are the absolute best way to find complex patterns in text. So what the heck is a regular expression, or Regex for short? At its core, it's just a special sequence of characters that describes a search pattern. Instead of searching for a specific word, you can search for a type of thing, like any 4 numbers followed by a dash. Let's see it in action, because that's where it really clicks. Imagine you have this chunk of text, and buried inside are a couple of email addresses. How would you pull them out? You can't just search for a specific address, because they're all different. This is where Regex is pure magic. You can write one single pattern that describes what an email address looks like in general. Some characters, an @ symbol, some more characters, a dot, and a few more characters. With that one pattern, you can just surgically extract every single email from the text. And there it is, a perfect, clean list with just the data we wanted, no loops, no manual searching, no fuss.
One powerful command did all the heavy lifting. This is exactly why regex is a game changer for things like data scraping and log analysis.
Okay, so let's recap. We've got our transforming toolkit, our formatting skills, and our pattern-finding superpower. Now let's bring it all home and see how these tools solve actual real-world problems every single day. And this is where it all comes together. Think about it. When you're filling out a web form, regex is probably working behind the scenes to make sure your phone number is in the right format. Or if you're a system admin, it's how you can scan a log file with millions of lines and instantly pull out every single error message. This is what separates a 10-minute task from a 10-hour headache. So let's be really clear about this. These are not just niche, corner case tricks. Mastering string manipulation is a fundamental skill for any serious professional developer. It's what lets you handle the messy, unpredictable text data that runs our digital world. So now you have the toolkit. You can transform, format, and find just about anything you need inside of text. The only real question left is, what messy data are you going to go out there and conquer first?